Everybody, and welcome to this tutorial in which I'm going to show you how we can build this nice looking furniture set for a kid's play table in Fusion 360 just with direct modeling. So let's go ahead. We create a new design. Make sure that the layout grid is visible. This will be very useful. Then we will go to the root, right click, say do not capture design history, and our document we will set to inches. I have all the measurements in inches, that's why. Click the top view. Now there are really multiple ways how we can design this. Everything I'm going to show is just one way. So we'll create a sketch, click on the plane, create rectangle, center rectangle. I will start from the center point because I would like my rectangle to be glued to this center point. Drag this out and type in 24 inches. Zoom out. I will go to the equal constraint and make both edges equal. So now when I change this, you see the other edge updates. So I have a square, not just a rectangle. Finish sketch. Let's change the view. I would like to have a tabletop that is actually half an inch thick. So I go to extrude, drag this up, 0.5. There we are. I have some edges also rounded. So I zoom in and just select with the left mouse button and shift these edges. There we are. Fill it and say 2 inches. Press enter. Perfect. Now we started actually building everything from the ground up. The top surface should be exactly at 20 inches. This means everything here, the sketch plus the body, I have to move up 19.5 inches. So there, I go to move, say view, and view, up 19.5. Thank you. So now the tabletop is at the right height. That's perfect. Let's actually work on the legs. So I will go to the sketch, right click and say edit sketch. Instead of creating a new sketch, I just continue adding to it. And we need to have something for the legs and then the stabilizers. I will use the 2-point rectangle. Drag one here and drag one there. Then I go to dimension. This should be 1.5 inches. I can go equal and say equal equal. Perfect. So there's the same now. If I make this one to the other rectangle square will update. When you move your mouse to these endpoints, you see there's some additional icons popping up. This is actually the coincident constraint. I started drawing on this line and ended drawing on this line. So click, click. This actually glued these points right onto these lines. So I cannot move this rectangle anywhere else. I can only glide it along these construction lines. So the distance should actually be 19 inches. So check this out. From the midpoint to the midpoint, I draw a line. This line now I will make horizontal. Then I will make this line, press escape, select the line and then go construction. And this is 19 inches. So dimension, there we are, 19. Perfect. Very good. This is actually very close to this edge. Let's go ahead and make this 18 inches. Beautiful. We need to have 2 elements left and right that define, for example, the boards. You see in my case here, this actually is orange and a construction line. And that is because I have the construction line type on while drawing. Press escape and I turn this off and then draw, you see there it is. So how do we fix this? Easy, select the lines, switch it to non-construction line. I would like those to be horizontal. Perfect. It's over constrained. That means, oh, I already have perpendicular constraints. So this is good. Everything is perfect. Now the distance of these two should be ½ inch. 0.5. But now I would like these two lines perfectly evenly spaced from this line. So how will I do this? Press escape, drag this one down a little bit, go to line. Here's the midpoint. Click to the midpoint, midpoint to midpoint, escape. Select these two lines and say construction. They're still selected and say equal. So that fixes it. Pretty nice. So what I can do now, I can select this and bring this down 19.5, the opposite direction, and as a new body. And then I can do the same also with the centerpiece, but that has to be a second modeling task. And we bring this down -2 inches. There we are. Beautiful. Kind of good. This body here I will select and delete because I can actually select this and then rotate copy it. So I select this one, I select this one, then I go to circular pattern. These two bodies are selected. Select the axis, that will be the Z one. 3 pieces, thank you. Now because this is a rectangle, essentially we can draw a circle through the position where these legs are. That's the reason why the circular pattern actually here worked. Then dissolve and dissolve. Very good. To make this a little bit more stable in terms of furniture design, we need to have another support that's kind of like perpendicular to these lines. And that is connecting this piece to this piece to this piece. So it's actually pretty easy. Let's go right click, edit sketch, bottom, zoom in. I will make my line here from there, kind of like to there. Look, this is now perpendicular to that ray. Perfect. Zip, there it is. And in case you do not see this, I will show you how we can do this. So this line to this line, be perpendicular. We need to close this sketch with a line. So no, this is actually a fill. And then this line here, I can dimension 0.5 of an inch. Very good. This I can also dimension. Pay attention to how I'm moving my mouse, a vertical or an aligned dimension. Let's say this should be 1.5 inches. So the whole piece will be 3 inches long. Beautiful. Cool. Okay. Finish sketch. Extrude this one up to here. You see I just clicked on that surface. So it copies actually the distance. New body. Thank you. I didn't draw the other piece. Well, I can use the mirror command. So this one along this face, join, yes. Perfect. Because this is a rectangular or square piece, I could go ahead, select this and say mirror. No, this whole body along this plane, and then all this mirror, so you and you along this plane. When I'm clicking there on is, you see the center planes. That's also why I work symmetrical along the center point of my sketch. Click OK. There we are. So you see the outcome is the same, like the circular pattern tool. And there we are. Then we can make a new group, double click, table, and then we put all these bodies in there. That's actually really nice. So for an initial study. Okay. Through here, for example, we would drill a hole and then put a screw right into this part, this edge. We would need to chamfer a little bit right where the mouse is and below, so it's a flat surface to drill into. And then here in these surfaces we would have holes to do screws and then connect actually the parts. Okay, so let's actually do the seat, the bench. So I go to top view, sketch. This time I just click somewhere on the white space that will be actually on the grid, on the ground. Then rectangle, center point somewhere here, and that should be 10 inches. There we are. Here again, the equal constraint. And now I can move this, for example, out a little bit along this X line and yeah, figure out how does this look. This to this point. So the center point to the sketch center point, I would like to be horizontally, vertically constrained. You see now that actually I cannot move this left and right anymore, but only forward and backwards. That's quite useful. Okay. This is all we need to build actually this bench. We go to extrude. This one goes up by 10.5 inches. That's a really nice block. How do we turn this into this design with all these parts without any extra sketches? It's actually very, very easy. So I select this face, this face, this face. So everything I want to carve open. Then I go to the shell command and say the material thickness is actually 5/8 of an inch. Beautiful. Cool. Okay, so now before I really now continue prototyping a lot, I could go ahead and say, hey, let's quickly see how does this look when we do 4 pieces. Yeah, no, looks good. We can put all 4 benches under the table, 2 at least, completely, or well, if we want to have all 4 a little bit under the table, that will work. So let's undo this step. This was a quick prototyping. I will hide the table so it's easier to see. This is going to be my main wood panel on top. So that should be the maximum height for the side panels. So I can go to split body. This body I split among this plane at the bottom. Now I already have my left and right leg. We know if I push on this side, everything will properly sooner or later rotate and break off. I need to have something that stabilizes, kind of like restricts the movement, the rotation. Everything that can rotate in furniture design with wood is really, as long as it's not a joint, it's sooner or later going to break, material fatigue. So we need to stiffen that up. And that's actually super easy to do. Again, this is just only one way how we can do this. There are multiple ways. Let's make a copy of this piece. I will select the bottom, copy, then I will rotate this. So this is rotated right at the correct position. I would like this to go up a lot. So I go to offset face and re-anchor this one. Let's see, 4 inches. That's too much. 3, 2 is fine. Perfect. Okay. And now this face, I would like to move flush with this face. Thank you. Right click and repeat. And this face, I would like to move flush onto that face. Thank you. So you see, by just clicking on these target faces, it measured the exact movement distance. Let's do a little bit of Boolean cuts. So U minus U, there we are. Perfect. And this one minus this one. No. This one minus this one. There. Perfect. Great. Okay. Now, this is actually quite nice. For example, to do a quick variation. Let's make a copy. Select everything, make a copy. Click on this button first. Bring this over there. Okay, and then I can select this body, this body, and this body. Going to rotate it. There we are. And then we do a move command and say this one to there. Plonk. Cool. There. Now, that's also one possibility. This construction is very stable because it prevents the legs or the panels really to move. The top panel actually keeps these two also in position. The only downside is we can't really slide anything under it. If we would make this, for example, the further we bring this down, the more we stabilize this. Okay, very good. So here we are. Let's remove everything, and then let's make a new group. And let's say stool version A. And all this goes into there. And then we say create new group. This is actually stool version B. Whoops. All this goes to there. All these pieces I would like to go into the correct position because we will make an alternating pattern. So from this to that. Thank you. This one I hide, this one I show. Thank you. So this actually I can easily mirror over to the other side. So I select all those to there. Thank you. I could make a new folder, or I simply put this into the same folder. And then here now I will do the same. Mirror, to there. Very good. Zack, 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 and zack. Select everything one more time. Then we just do a rotation. Actually, simple rotation. Select the axis. There's no axis visible. If I go to origin, look, there's the axis. I can select and then rotate it 90 degrees. Cool. Some more dissolve stuff. And there we are. Now we have actually a nice design. As a finishing tool, so Sharp edges we don't really like. I can select these top edges and give this maybe 2 millimeter of an edge rounding. Wait, we're in inches. We can type in millimeters. Yes, actually you can. That works really well in Fusion. There. Then I also am going to show you how we can fix and prepare this top part. So here, this edge needs to go down. So this body, and this body. So we delete. So this one will go down -2. Thank you. This one will go up by 2, but as a new body. Thank you. Then this edge we will chamfer a little bit. Let's see by how much. 0.5. Okay, very good. Then we need to join these two together. So it's back one piece, but hold on. Why do I see two things there? Oh, keep tools. That's why. Tuck, tuck. I want them to fuse. Now this is one piece again. And you see basically now I have this interesting element. Right click, isolate, so we can see better what's going on here. So this will be cut. You could cut this with a saw, but in reality this will be done with a router bit. Here we would have something that is more rounded. To do a quick fix, we could go ahead with the fillet command and round this a little bit to give an idea of how this will be rounded. We will end up in Fusion with a tiny bit here. That's fine. So that's kind of like version A. Or version B. If we want to play a little bit more, we can go to the move command. Let's go to the face. What can we do with the face? So this face, rotate it along this edge. Oh look, we can rotate this 45 degrees. Ta-da! And then we can select this and round this so it's a little bit bigger. Looks less terrible. It's also less painful. Cool. Okay, now we can show everything again. The other 3 copies are missing, so what's the easiest way to bring this all back? Here, circular pattern. There, zuck, zuck 4 times. Thank you. Cancel. Oh yeah, you saw now if you click on edit, then you can edit this effect. It's kind of like interactive, but I want to bake this into final pieces. There we are. And into your folder. There, beautiful. There we have actually this design. That's it. We did it.